Hey guys, welcome back to another YouTube video with Tank Reviewer on World of Warships console. That's right, boys and girls, and today we're covering a ship that I don't know if anyone really does ship reviews on these things, but I think I might be the first one doing it. I don't know. There might be other players out there probably has done ship reviews on these type of ships, but we're covering the American Tier 3 aircraft carrier, the USS Langley. Oh, I was gonna say Lexington. I don't know why I was gonna say Lexington. I stopped myself this time. USS Langley class carrier. And we're going over some of the stats of the ship, the captain, and a few other. Well, after that, I guess we'll take it down into a battle and see how this ship performs. I mean, it's a carrier, so what do you expect out of a carrier? After all, I mean, it looks like it has some aircraft down in the bottom. This looks more like a World War One era carrier, which basically it is, with all these bibs and bobs. But let's get right into some stats. Right off the bat, it does lead on to the USS Ranger class carrier, which, in my opinion, is a lot more cooler, better than this ship. I mean, that's only my opinion. But I do put a secondary battery mod 1. Secondary battery firing range is 10%, and dispersion of secondary batteries is 10%. Basically, this helps your secondary so that way if a destroyer gets close to you, it can help you out and save you in a lot of a pinch. Then my second upgrade or consumable, whatever you want to call these things, is Air Group Mod 2. Bomber HP is 3% more, and Torpedo Bomber HP is 3% as well, so you get a little more HP. Honestly, if you really want to go for a secondary build, you could go for the secondary battery mod 2, which again increases your secondaries range and secondary dispersion as well. So, but these are the things I would go for in a carrier. First off, it gets HE bombers. Hit points is 1,854. Max speed is 137 knots, or I don't think it's actually knots. It's a bomber. It's 137. What is it called? Miles per hour. Yes. It's not knots. It's no. Attack unit size is 2. Aircraft per squad is 6. Detectability range is 10 kilometers, and max bomb damage is 10,149. That's pretty decent. You also get the engine cooling, consumer duration 5 seconds, reload time 80 seconds, and you get only 2 of these for the bombers. Then you get the torpedo bombers, which hit point is 1,898. Max speed is 128 miles per hour. It's not knots. Try wargaming. It's aircraft. It's not a ship you're using. But the the attack unit size is 2. Aircraft per squad is 6. Detectability range is 9.6 kilometers. Max torpedo damage is 5,800. Basically, you say it's a little bit less to the HE bombers, but the HE bombers does a little bit better damage against destroyers if you can catch a destroyer. It also gets the engine cooling. Consumable duration is 5 seconds. Reload time is 80 seconds, and you get only 2 of these. You get a damage control party. Consumable duration is 60 seconds, reload time is 90 seconds, and you get unlimited of these. But you really don't use these yourself. It actually automatically puts out the fire, the flooding, anything on your ship by itself. Then you get the fighter squadron. Consumable duration is 60 seconds, number reload time is 40 seconds, and you only get 4 of these. Again, these are basically something that happens automatically. If there's aircraft in the sky near your aircraft carrier, then they will just automatically take off and start fighting the aircraft around your ship. The survivability of the ship, the hit points is 34,780 hit points. Pretty decent at tier 3 with a carrier. But if someone catches you on your side, you're a dead carrier. The torpedo bomber is the Meridian T4M. hit points, we just covered the hit points. It's 1,898. Max speed is 128 miles per hour. Units attack unit size 2. Aircraft per squad is 6. Detectability range is 9.6 kilometers. Aircraft restoration time, meaning yes, this is the when they come back, you can get them back, or you could get them back as a aircraft, is 59 seconds. Max torpedo damage is 5,800. Speed, or torpedo speed, is 44 knots, and torpedo range is 3.5 kilometers. The dive bombers is the Voigt SBU Corsair. The hit points is 1,854, which looks like the torpedo bombers gets a little bit more hit points. The max speed is 137 miles per hour. The unit attack size is 2, so basically you only use 2 for both the torpedo bombers and bombers. The aircraft per squad is 6. Detectability range is 10 kilometers. Aircraft restoration time, meaning how many aircraft you get back per time, is 55 seconds. The max damage of your bombers is 10,149, and firing setting chance is 47%. That's a lot there to go over for the aircraft. But the secondary armaments, you get 127mm Mark 7. You get 4 of these. Firing range is 3.9 kilometers. Reload time is 7 seconds. And the max HE shell damage is 1,800, with the firing setting chances 10%. You get the anti-aircraft guns. You get 2 of them, short range and mid-range. You don't get, looks like you don't get no long-range anti-aircraft guns. I mean, it's a tier 3 air carrier, so I guess what do we expect? But the first one is a 12.7mm Brownie M2 Mod 1. You get 16 of these. Average damage per second is 63. Firing range is 1.3 kilometers. Then your mid-range anti-aircraft, because the other ones are your short range. Oh, geez, I guess these could be your long range, long to mid-range anti-aircraft guns. Is the 76.2mm Mark 22 Mod 2. You get only 4 of these, less than the other ones. Average damage per second is 12. Firing range is 3.9 kilometers. The max speed of the ship is 18 knots. Not the fastest carrier, but you know, it's probably doable. Turning circle radius is 730 meters, and rudder shift time is 9.2 seconds. Detectability range by sea is 10.6 kilometers, and when the ship is on fire is 12.6 kilometers. Detectability by air is 7.4 kilometers, and when the ship is on fire, 10.4 kilometers. Ground detectability range is 2 kilometers. I mean, that's pretty much what you need to know about the ship. But the armor of the carrier, well, I mean, it's a carrier, we expect. But we're also going to show you the citadel as well, and a good spot to actually aim for the ship if you are fighting against a carrier like this. The bottom is 15 meters thick. The fore-end plates are 13. The fore-end deck is 10 to 13. The bottom is 15. The aft end plates are 13. And the aft end deck is 6 to 13. The cooling tower bottom, not top, is 6. The cooling tower sides are 19. Cooling tower top is 13. Side plates are 10. Top side plates are also 10. The athwart ship is 6. The armor belt is 13. Deck is 10. The athwart ship is 6. Plating is 10. Deck is 6 to 13. And that's basically for there. The citadel athwart ship is 6. The citadel armor belt is 20. The citadel bottom is 20. The citadel deck is 6 to 20. The citadel athwart ship is 6. Not 20. That's 6. The citadel plates are 15. But let's talk about the citadel of the ship. And as you can see, it basically sits at the waterline. But that's towards more the front of the ship. It gets a nice old back here towards the rear of the ship. You can see it sits way above the waterline, where if you actually aim a little bit above, at that spot right there, right in the front of it, you could actually more likely hit it if the carrier is moving. If it's sitting still, if you just hit this spot with AP shells, you're definitely going to penetrate, and you're going to do a citadel damage, meaning citadeling this carrier right off the bat. I mean, if you're hitting the waterline, you might still citadel it, but I'd rather hit back in here in this region, so that way you could actually citadel it a lot more successful. But let's talk about the captain as well for the ship. This is a specialized captain for the ship, where you can get him. Well, I did get him when the carrier's did out, but his primary perk is I came prepared. AA gun firing range is 4.8 kilometers. My first actual perk is no fly zone. Your ship average AA damage per second is 10%. Your ship AA guns firing range is 5% more. If anything else, I'll probably put swatting at flies. Your aircraft carrier's AA damage per second is 20% more, which is probably would become a little bit better. Then I picked emergency power. Aircraft cruise speed is 2%. If not that, I'll probably put the stronghold. Incoming damage to your aircraft carrier is 4% less. And then I pick hidden threat. Torpedo bomber detectability range is 4%, and torpedo bomber HP is 8%. If you don't want to go for torpedoes, you can go for the dive bombers, which dive bombers detectability range 4%, or the HP 4%. No, 8%, not 4%. Sorry for that. Or on alert, which means rudder shift time, and it's 1.5% and stuff like that. But I also pick this when I do want to use my bombers. Burn, baby, burn. Chances of aircraft carriers HE bombers causing fire is 4%. Aircraft carriers HE bombs damage is 2% more. So basically a lot more better. Or if you want to be a little bit more sneakier, sea detection range is 3% less than what you expected. But it looks like I didn't pick a legendary perk. What would I pick? Well, it would seem like I would say this. The fully pack. Cooldown time for all consumables 0%. Oh, that's pretty bad, I think. I think of it now. Consumable duration 1% on special effects. Cooldown time for all consumables is 3% less. If not, probably the bomber airspeed. Due because it's 2% more faster and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know if this really... It's only dive bombers, yeah. Included damage to your aircraft carrier, 20% less and stuff, but I'll probably pick this. But I think that's enough about talking about the aircraft in the port, guys. Let's take her out, let's see what she can do in a battle, and I'll see you guys there. So we're back, guys, on Trident. And yeah, this is a pretty much... Well, this is not how all games are probably going to be played with aircraft carriers, but more likely than not, yes, you're going to be taking off with aircraft. More often than not, though, you're either going to have a good team that's either going to be pretty great at supporting, or sometimes you're going to have a team that's very not great, and you're going to be overwhelmed, and you're going to get killed. I mean, I don't know how the idea really goes sometimes, but we are definitely not top tiered in this game. But we do take off with our dive bombers. Well, not dive bombers, our torpedo bombers. I don't know why I just like using torpedo bombers. They're not the best aircraft to use. I mean, it's pretty obvious. But if you're probably wondering what the heck I'm doing, I'm trying to make sure my aircraft stays out of enemy ships, so if they do fire at me. But we do see somebody shooting, and they haven't even been detected yet. No one hasn't been detected. It could be because some of our ships, like a destroyer, is inside the cap circle and stuff. Our squad does get detected. We do see a battleship. I was thinking about it, but that's American battleship, and most American ships, well, they're pretty great with their AA defense. Even though down here at this tier, And remember, that is a Wyoming class. I'm thinking maybe go over here, find something that's easier to hit with torpedoes. There's a cruiser, destroyer, apparently doesn't turn his AA off. Now we're short of the destroyer. My AI aircraft is taking a banging. And we do see this Phoenix by himself, alone, isolated. I mean, he has a battleship behind him, but that's a Wyoming. I mean, it's a good ship. But he's back there, up here by himself. I'm thinking, what's hit him, what's killed this guy, or at least take some of himself off. My torpedo bombers does get one of them taken out. I do aim a little bit forward and launch. Sometimes you don't want to launch your torpedo bombers too early or too late. We do hit him with both of them. Killed him, first blood. We've killed the first enemy ship, and we do see the enemy aircraft right there. My aircraft could probably reach out and say hi to them. But I take off with more torpedo bombers. Maybe we'll go after a battleship. We'll look around. Let's see. I mean, I have one less torpedo bomber, so that is a one less thing that I guess you could say I'm thinking of. Maybe we'll go for that Wyoming because he is basically isolated over there by himself. I think he has a destroyer friend, but otherwise he completely is isolated from his whole team. I think there might be a destroyer, or that might be my friendly destroyer friend. I don't. Yeah, but there's that destroyer. A frigate, the USS frigate class destroyer, and the Wyoming. I mean, it's still a easy target to actually hit. As you see, we are going for him. That well, he does get hit by some of those torpedoes. We do come in. He's not moving, so made it really easy for a destroyer to hit him. And this would have been probably a kill as well, but I dropped my torpedoes way too early for them to actually detonate on that battleship. So we're going after this Fukutaka. It's a Japanese tier 4 cruiser. We does get hit by one of the torpedoes by my destroyer friend. And again, I do something that I probably should have waited or at least turned around and did. They didn't detonate because I dropped them too early, so I decided to switch to dive bombers. See if we can get these a chance to actually do some damage. Only up to 6,000 damage. Yeah. I used my, well, as you can see, the, speed boost, or cooling down of the speed of the aircraft, and I'm looking around, seeing if there's any good targets I could come after. That Wyoming is about to die, so there's no sense. Yep, like I said, he's dead. So, what is there for me to do? I mean, sometimes you're going to get these battles just like this. Sometimes you're not. But as you see, I'm picking an area that I want my aircraft carrier to go. So that way, if the enemy team does win that other flank, they don't come and kill me. Make sure you keep your aircraft carrier out of combat. Your aircraft is fine, but your aircraft carrier is not fine of keeping it in combat. I'm just looking around at the scenery as you see here. I thought maybe the cruiser would be over here. I wasn't really looking on the minimap right away because, like, maybe the carrier could be over here. Maybe he could be on the other side of the map. I really don't know. The carrier is like artillery and more tanks. And I accidentally pressed the my aircraft to come back. So I accidentally did that. My mistake there. But you know, as you can see, my carrier is not the fastest carrier, so it's definitely going to stay out of range. But we've only lost 2 ships, where their team is literally completely lost so much of their ships. They only have 2 ships left, which is a cruiser and a carrier. And a little bit of a notice that their carrier is on this side of a map. I mean, somebody wants somebody to go over that way, I guess, to spot, so I guess why not? I think I was going to be doing that anyways, to see if the carrier's right back there in the middle, see if he stayed right there. at one of the spawn points. I mean, he might have not. He might have went over here in this corner with where the cruiser is sitting, because I do look down. Don't know if this carrier is going to be, the carrier? The cruiser is going to be spotted, and I do see somebody shooting. And I do see this Wyoming shooting. Okay, well, someone's picking the forward area right there to actually go spot, where I'm going at anyways, and they pick over there. So I am going there. Don't have to be so exactly what somebody wants. I mean, do I really want to get more damage? Risk the game? Well, there's not really much to risk with carrier. Aircraft. The only thing you're risking is a cruiser, which is right there, very low in hit points. He's going to die. There's no sense of me trying to go after him. He's either on fire or he's flooding. One of the two. I'm looking at the mini map. I'm deciding to take my carrier and put it there. It's not probably going to make it there by the time the game's over, because that cruiser is going to die. My squad is detected. It could either be the cruiser or it could be the carrier. Well, the cruiser does take out one of our battleships, and I do spot the carrier. Right there he is. And the cruiser does die, so there's only one person to actually were spotting me. But we're still going to win. I'm trying to let my team request fire on the target. The Marblehead said affirmative, which is fine. I'm keeping him spotted. If he even moves, I'm still going to be keeping him spotted. So if I even go in for a damaging move here, but it still wouldn't really matter if we kill him or not, because we're still going to win. We have more hit points than his team does, and I don't think he's going to be able to re-win by just knocking out every ship we have. But we have a battleship, looks like it's taking some pump shots. I did get caught by the anti-aircraft guns, but we did exit his AA guns, and that was a victory. Valor's victory, I know, but that shows what sometimes a carrier will do and all that other stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you guys want to. And like always, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye for now.